What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at a plugin that has helped me clean up my drums countless times. So I think I found this randomly on a different YouTube video. I was really just looking for ways to try to eliminate cymbal bleed and things like that. And I ended up coming across this video and it pointed me in the direction of this multiband dynamic processor C4. And after messing with it a bit, I started thinking of other ways that I could use it. And that's when I started coming up with the idea of using it on my kick or whenever I have a specific frequency range that is getting away from me and getting out of hand, but I still want its presence in there. So that's where the C4 comes in. Before we really get into the video, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like and comment down below. Tell me what you think of the C4 after the video, and be sure to subscribe. It helps out my channel a lot and is really encouraging in getting all these videos put together. So the C4, like I said, it's a multi-band dynamic processor. You have 4 bands of dynamic processing. On each, you have a solo and bypass button. You have gain, range, attack, and release. So the gain is how much the signal frequency range is boosted or even pulled back. The range is how much compression it will apply for every decibel over. I think a good way to look at it is like a ratio on other compressors. The attack is the attack speed, release is the release speed. And then here you do have the threshold. You'll see the signal coming through there, which we'll look at in a second. Something up here across the top is the crossover frequencies. Essentially, you can move that by dragging the lines themselves, or you can drag the frequencies. This just points out the areas in which each band of the dynamics crosses over with each other. And you also have a control of the Q, so you can widen it and kind of have them smooth out or try to sharpen it up a little bit by tightening up the Q itself. Like I said, you have these options on each individual frequency range. You also have master controls along the right. So if I click and drag the threshold over here, it adjusts the threshold of each one in ratio to each other. Keeps everything even across the board if you get the setting where you want on each one, but you need to adjust them all universally. Along the right, you have the release options, manual and arc. Those are options that are also on the Renaissance compressor. It just stands for manual control and auto release control. I think I've left this thing on auto every time I've used it. Next, you have the behavior, electro versus opto. With this, the opto, I believe, has like a smoother, more variable release style. So I think from what I read online, the more it's digging in, the faster a release it will have, the less it is kind of compressing, the smoother the release will be. Versus electro, which is very quick releases all the time. So people like to suggest electro for drums versus like opto being really good for vocals. And then lastly, you have your knee. So you can choose soft, hard, or anywhere in between. In addition to that, you do have a general output control as well as a ton of great presets. You have just general noise reduction, uncompressor, which from what it sounds like, it's supposed to take any compressed sound and kind of smooth it out, make it not so compressed feeling. You have voiceover, pop vocals, as well as a decent amount of presets from mixing and mastering engineers here at the very bottom. Overall, it's a really cool plugin. I haven't experimented with it quite as much as I would like to. Something that I'll do with it is if I'm getting a lot of cymbal bleed on my snare, I'll take it, turn off every band except the high one, and just kind of use this to catch the cymbals coming through without killing the attack of my snare drum. Another thing I'll do is If my kick's getting out of control and it has a resonance to it, but I still need the low end presence and I can't EQ it out, I'll just turn this on and adjust the threshold and gain of the low frequencies, kind of turn all those into bypass and see what I can do. But what we'll do is throw this in bypass. This is on my general drums bus. I was having some crazy, well, not crazy, but some decent low end resonance that kept kicking in. And the C4 ended up being super helpful in getting that under control. So we'll listen to it without the C4 and then engage it. Are these drums recorded perfectly? No, this was done live outside at the end of summer in September. But I was able to get pretty good sounds, especially for a live environment, with the drums and drum mics that we had available. Now, I really pulled this up just because the kick really needed that low end capture, and that is the way that I use the C4 the most. So this session was perfect to show off how I like to use it a lot. Now, I've never messed with any of the presets, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the C4, move it over to my vocal, and I'm just gonna load up a vocal preset. Now we'll see what this does. I already had the vocal in a pretty comfortable place for myself, but what we'll do is put the C4 in bypass, then kick it on and see what I can get. Hopefully this isn't going to be too bad.
I'll leave it alone, but I get my meditation off these lyrics alone. Got the Father had made me different through my gift is alone. Was modeled after my favorites, but was never a clone.
Again, live open mic. I'm not sure if this is necessarily the best example for what the C4 can do on a vocal, but we're going to try it out anyway.
I'll leave it alone, but I get my meditation off these lyrics alone. Got the Father had made me different through my gift is alone. Was modeled after my favorites, but was never a clone.
I'm blown away, actually. That sounds really good, even after all the processing and everything that I've done to the channel already. I'm wishing I had tried this out on the mix before posting the videos for them. So that's the beauty and wonder that is the Wave C4. If you'd like to check out the video that this is actually from, I'll put a link down below in the description. It's from an event called Creatives Philly, which is an open mic platform in Philadelphia where I run with them as their audio engineer and get to meet a lot of really cool musicians. That's actually how I've had a lot of people on this channel. This was also one of my favorite performances from our event back in September. But yeah, the C4 is a solid plugin and actually can do a lot more than I even thought it could before recording this video. Please be sure to leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the C4. Did you like it better on vocals? Do you like it better on the kick? And please be sure to leave a like. It helps this video reach more people who are curious about these things like I have been. And subscribe as well. It helps out my channel a lot. Like I said, it's very encouraging and it helps me reach more people that could use information like this. But again, thank you so much for watching, and until next Tuesday.
God gave me this talent, I'm embracing my shine. And I'm only getting better as I age over time. It's cute. One more time. God gave me this talent, I'm embracing my shine.